All right, y'all. So today we are shooting episode 4. We're on episode 4 of Nurse Talk 101.
Yeah.
I am a family nurse practitioner, Tiara, and this is my other co-host, the Psych MP, Tori. A little, yeah.
Take it.
But I also want to remind, but today we're not even talking about anything medical, but we never know what comes up. I do want to let you guys know everything we talk about on here is literally conversation. We're not giving advice. This does not take place of your routine visits or you seeing a licensed medical professional. So please take everything we say with a grain of salt. Listen, take what you need, leave what you don't. But no, this does not replace you from going to see your own providers. So if you're having any issues, having any questions, make sure you reach out to a licensed medical professional.
So today, first of all, y'all, we doing a little something different. We are live.
We're live on Facebook.
We are live. So we started a little bumpy today. This is new. We just literally was like, let's go live and try.
So bear with us.
Yeah, and it was going good, so we was like, we're gonna go with it. So anyway, today, before we get started, we're gonna check in real quick. Okay. So what you been up to, girl?
Since we last shot, what have I been up to? You know I got something cooking that I ain't told nobody yet. You know. So I've been dealing with that. I am super, super, super close to the end. It don't even make sense. And I am so proud of me because...
Me too, girl.
Just being where you from and accomplishing certain things, people do not know. It hit so different. It hit so hard, and I never really thought I could see me being here. This was, I couldn't envision this, right? And I've just been thinking so much about things. So literally, you know, I've been texting you, I've been overwhelmed, but my brain, my wheels are just turning with things I want to do, with things I'm like, I need to do. Like, God is literally moving me in a direction that I'm like, I'm scared, but I know I gotta trust it. I'm so scared. And also just, you know, our women's club, NACWC, we working with things with that. I got appointed district parliamentarian, so I've been doing my stuff with that. The kids, girl, I went on a field trip to the Science Center yesterday.
I know.
So cute. And just, I don't know, I just been chilling back. I got a new book I'm reading.
Oh, what you reading?
I'm gonna send it to you, but it's a financial book.
No, don't send it.
That's the problem now. See, we got to get.
I gotta read for pleasure now.
I'm not doing that. I've been doing that. I'm sick of her. Yeah, that's how we do. But yeah, so just really wheels turning. We're overwhelmed still because you know I do too much. But
she don't know how to say no. I be telling her all the time, girl, say no. It's okay.
Yeah, I know I'm not the only person that got a problem with saying no to people and then get overwhelmed because you tripping. But what have you been up to since our last episode?
I am a year younger.
Period.
You know, another year around
a birthday. Happy belated birthday, Tori.
Pisces.
My girl is, I'm not gonna even
I'm
tell
36, y'all. But no, I was really not in the birthday mood. You know, I travel every year for my birthday. I've been trying to travel internationally for the last couple of years, and I was just like over planning. I feel like it's just so much going on. You know, the grieving process and re-experiencing all of that, the kid, you know, and just life in general. I ain't even gonna get into all that. But just everything, I was just like, oh, I ain't got time for nothing. But y'all know my man, he was like, come on, let's go.
Her husband said, let's go. That's her husband that gave us that good advice about friendship. That's he belongs to Tori.
So we had a good old time in New Orleans. You know, New Orleans is my favorite. That's probably, girl, we had a time, okay? Yes. So you can imagine the time we had. It was just us, no itinerary, and you know, I'd be like, itinerary, follow the itinerary.
Like no itinerary.
Yeah. Baby, this was the first time, I said, this was the second time we did no itinerary, right?
I hated itinerary.
And I said, you know what? I'm done with itineraries.
Thank you.
I'm done.
Let's just live life.
I be so anal about them. I'm like, I'm done. That was too I may have like a light itinerary if we do something with the kids, like a trip with the kids.
I just know something you want to do.
Yeah, but like planning to the T and being like, let's follow this, and I got on it. And you know me, I'll pack a day.
Yes,
I will pack. I'm the person that's like, no naps.
Planning your naps.
And she be like, girl, I don't care.
I'm taking a nap. I don't care what I'm missing. She gonna play in your bathroom breaks, girl. Bye.
Yeah, I be like, and you gonna get left. Bye.
Leave
she
me.
Be like, bye.
Take her nap.
Yeah. So just everything. I did have a wonderful, wonderful birthday. I took time off work. I'm actually making a career change. So I'm really looking forward to that. It's something new. It's something I've never experienced at this level.
Okay.
So I'm excited.
I'm excited for you.
I'm excited about that for sure. But yeah, girl. Anyway.
Life.
Before we can go. That could be an episode. I'll check in.
Yeah, we know.
Right. But today, y'all, we are going to get into two different topics. First, we're going to start off with things we wish we knew in our 20s.
In our 20s.
And then we're going to talk a little bit about friendships in our 30s. Mm-hmm. And so we had some wonderful, wonderful questions with the audience from live. We was engaging. I think we're going to go back to that right now.
Yes, because I do want them to keep on.
Yeah.
I want you guys to keep on dropping your feedback from friendships, questions you may have, even while watching this. Please let us know, and we'll try to answer them while we're shooting. But I think first we're going to start with what we wish we knew in our 20s.
Yeah. What do you wish you knew in your 20s? I think that's the question that started off, and then I want y'all to start dropping the questions.
So our first question we got is, what do we wish we knew in our 20s? What's some of the things y'all wish y'all knew in y'all 20s? Things I wish I knew in my 20s. I definitely wish I knew how to enjoy life more. I feel like I spent my 20s literally, I was hustling. I was grinding. I was having my kids. So I was so focused on, of course, being a mother, which you should always do. I was focused on finishing school. I was focused on working. I was really just trying to focus on getting things right. And I don't think I was enjoying. You know what I'm saying? I think sometimes we're going so hard to try to make sure we're doing this and this and this. But then we miss out on that me time. Even just simple things as getting your nails done, getting pedicures, getting massages, taking time to read a book. You know what I'm saying? Things like that. It's been years since I've watched TV.
I know.
You know what I'm saying? That's how, and I don't know how to go back now because I spent so much time grinding and getting to it where I started missing out on things. And I think that's why now I try to have some fun, or I try to hang out more, or I try to go to concerts, or I try to do some things, because in my 20s, I was grinding like 30s wasn't coming. You know what I'm saying? I was working and so focused on things where it was just like, I just gotta do it. I gotta take it. I had all my kids in my 20s, you know what I'm saying? And I did a lot of schooling in my 20s. Everything in my 20s, right?
Yeah.
I became an LPN in my 20s, a RN, a BSN, an MSN. I did all that in my 20s. I had my 3 kids in my 20s, so it was literally just hustling. And I was kind of afraid of 30s. You know what I'm saying? It's so crazy. I wish I knew. 30s has brought me so much pleasure, and I wish I knew that it was going to. Mm-hmm. I think that's why I was really going hard in my 20s too, because I'm like, oh my God, I'm finna be old.
Yeah.
I'm finna be old. I need to do this. I need to do that. I need to do that. And that's so not true. When I say it's a big misconception about turning 30. Turning 30 was so great, but I just wish I knew how to enjoy life more. I wish I took the time then to really be 20s. I feel like 20s is lit. I feel like that's the age where you should make your mistakes, you should learn from them, you should venture out things, you should take risks. I feel like you should really be trying to enjoy those 20s the whole way through, and I didn't. So now, What about you? What are some things you wish you knew in your 20s?
I feel like I can completely relate, because I feel like that. By the time I was 20, I had a 3-year-old and a 2-year-old.
Okay.
I had already been staying in my own spot for 3 years. So I was already juggling a lot as a teenager. You know what I'm saying? So I think by the time the 20s rolled around, it was the exact same for you. But instead of kind of throwing myself into hustling and probably doing the shit up. Doing the things I should have been. Y'all be like, doing the things that I should have been focusing on, but I kind of didn't have to because I had Shine. You know what I'm saying? So I threw myself into motherhood. Okay. You know what I'm saying? That was, and even now you be like, girl, forget them kids. The Mother's Day is for you. And I'm like, no, I got to spend every Mother's Day with my kids. And it's like that, I think that's because that started so early for me. You know what I'm saying? I ain't have nothing but Shine and my babies. Yeah. That's it. You know what I'm saying? There was stuff going on in my family. we had stuff going on his family. It was literally just us. So he working and out getting the bread. I'm at home with the kids. That's all I'm doing. They going to school. I'm on every field trip. I'm the room mom. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. And putting myself through nursing school. Well, him putting me through nursing school, but doing nursing school. Yeah. So like motherhood, up until I started when I was 21, that's when I went to get my CNA.
Okay.
And then by the time I turned 23, that's when I graduated with my LPN.
Okay.
So I also started nursing early in my 20s too.
Okay.
So and I never really worked a lot. You know what I'm saying? So besides school, it was like it was really the kids. The kids was before the job. The kids was before everything. And while I'm very grateful that my kids, you know, had all that for me, especially the older kids. The younger kids now, because, you know, I got two sets.
Yes.
I got my older kids and I got my younger kids. And the the younger kids don't have that mom.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They don't have that Girl Scout mom. They don't have that dance mom, that, you know, room mom going on every field trip. My 11-year-old, I think I've been on one field trip with her. And it's just like, I don't have the time because now I'm like in my career. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
I still feel like you do a lot with them at home though.
I do. I'm always doing crafts and like, let's plan to do this. Let's go out. I make sure like I plan date night. I plan date night with the kids and what we're gonna do as a family and stuff, because I want to make sure I'm spending time, you know, with them before they get too old. And we're just very close. We just very close. And that for us, that looks like quality time. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because closeness looks different for everybody. And so now we're realizing that now too, because Tanaya's going to college. Your daughter's about to go to college in August. And Sean was like, she went on the HBCU tour that was like a week. It was like a week, maybe a week and a couple days. And he was like, I thought Taylor was a Velcro baby. She was calling. I was like, girl, bye. She just wanted to sit on the phone for a minute, telling me everything. I'm just like, girl, I don't care.
Tell me when you get back.
Yeah, you can text me later, girl. It's okay. I don't need to know right now. I don't need to know right now. But I feel like I agree with you.
Jasmine said,
it's a balance.
It's time for you to keep having a ball. You've accomplished so much. You don't look like anything you've been through. So many people so proud of you. I love to see it. Thank you, Jasmine. Thank you. I appreciate that for sure. Okay. Definitely let us know if it's something y'all can think about, those of you in your 30s, 40s, whatever, that you wish you knew in your 20s now. Because I feel like 20 is a very pivotal age for us, where it's like, it's kind of hit and miss. But I feel like it start like setting the tone for our adulthood. You know what I'm saying? So finding a balance, I'm still trying to figure out how to find a balance. So how do you guys find a balance, balancing everything, balancing everyday life, and still trying to show up, still trying to do things that you got to do? Like, I think you do a better job, way much better job than me, because I think your boundaries are strong too. I let people weaken my boundaries sometimes. I think I let people step too much. I let people cross that line.
Yeah. And I be telling you.
Yeah, I think I'm getting better.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I never was a knower. You know what I'm saying? I ain't like to tell people no. And so I let people cross those boundaries, and then I end up overwhelmed and being crazy. So it's like, how do you get that balance? How are we balancing things in our 30s? Like,
I think sometimes you do be on autopilot, and it's like, because I have people especially when I had the added stress of school. People used to be like, wait, you got 4 kids, you work full time, you in school, you married, you still got a social life. How are you doing all this? And sometimes I just be like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. But I think, because I was like that too, it was him that was forcing me to be like, you need to say no. You know what I'm saying? You need to say no. And
that's why I said having a husband is a good thing, because they will tell you no. They'll tell your family no, don't ask her nothing.
But I'm stubborn. I ain't listen. He was telling me that for years, and I ain't listen. It wasn't until I was 31 where I feel like I put more time into myself. Like, what does Tori want? You know, I'm such a giver that I'm not like really focus on my needs. I'm putting other people first. And it's like, that's okay to a certain extent. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't pour from an empty cup, and I tell my patients the same thing. How are you expecting to give anything to your kids, your marriage, your career, anything when you're not even like loving on yourself and putting yourself as a priority?
Yeah. Like I said, I feel like you do a better job at balancing things than I do. I just do it because I have to do it. You know what I'm saying? But I'm still be all over the place, but I make it work. Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about like red flags versus green flags in relationships now.
Okay.
In our 30s. Because for me, a friendship is like a relationship. Yeah, so yes, friendships. In your 30s, what are some green flags and what are some red flags?
I definitely think one of my red flags in friendships is, I think, who was that said that? I can't remember. Somebody said it. A person who always comment on what I'm doing with my other friends. I don't like that, because if you want to do something, let's just do something. Don't do that. Yeah. And also, I just don't like that. I get annoyed. Like, don't do that. Especially being for real. Like, we're going to play. Yeah. But don't do that. Like, you're so understanding. Like, if I couldn't show up and you just got an attitude about it, you know what I'm saying? Versus making sure I'm okay, because you don't know, I could have been in the bed sick. You don't know what could have been wrong with me where I didn't show up. Or maybe I'm stuck in the bed because I'm so depressed, or because of this is happening. How about sometime reaching on your friend, or reaching out to your friend, especially if you know this person shows up. Yeah. But also too, I think people just need to get to the point of, I can't always make it. And you know, I try to make it, and I get overwhelmed, and I get overexhausted. And so now I'm like okay with people who understand, girl, you can make it this time. It's okay. We're going to do something else. People who always talking about their other friends in a bad way to me. That's the red flag for me too. Absolutely. Because if you talking about your other friend and
you gonna talk about me,
you gonna talk about me. Now it's one thing if you vent like, look, this was going on between me and my friend. Yeah. I'm just
how do I navigate this?
Yes, those things. But if you really like, girl, why my friend man just it's like, girl, that's too much. And unsupportive friends are a real big red flag. When I say there's no way you ain't show up to nothing. You know what I'm saying? There's no way you're never showing up. You're never available. We're all gonna not always be available. But even when y'all was out of town, y'all gonna send me texts. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna send me some flowers or something. You know, you do what you gotta do for your friends. There's no such thing as I'm never available. I don't care what nobody say. Yeah. You can find a way. Even, baby, I done sent Brittany some stuff to her job for her birthday. You know what I'm saying? I feel like there's ways you can be there for your friends, even when you can't physically be there. Yeah. But
like just show up.
And be supportive.
Yeah.
Before I let you go, I'm gonna tell you, Jasmine said red flags: needy, comparisons, not being a good mom. Oh, Jasmine, not being a good mom is really.
Because if you ain't a good mom, baby.
I like that one. That's a good one. Because if you ain't good to your kids, you can't never be good to me. And I don't even need you to be good to me, because you need to be good to them kids.
I don't even want you in my life if you ain't good to your kids.
Trifling. Yeah. No good work ethic. Always having a problem. Jasmine, I'm hollering. She said always having a problem. Some people always
I think
have a
even if you always having a problem and it's just like you just got this cloud over you. You know what I'm saying? You don't have every conversation or every interaction be about your problems. Like, don't call me and the whole time you just ranting off and you ain't said, how are you? How's your day going?
You telling me all your problems, but you don't even have a resolution. You don't even have a way how you trying to navigate through it. I love some movers and shakers. Okay, this is the problem.
What are we
gonna do? You just calling, whining.
You still doing the same thing for the past 5 years.
Like, I love that you said that, because that is the thing. Like, and like you said, that can be draining. You're putting all that on me.
Yeah.
You putting all that on me.
It's a heavy emotional load, especially if you're a close friend. You know, like for me, my close friends know and understand, like, you mad, I'm gonna be mad too. You know what I'm saying? Like, you upset, I'm gonna be upset too. Somebody did you wrong, I'm gonna be feeling it. I'm carrying that too. And so, like, all three of y'all are good about being like, ugh, I don't want to put nothing on you. You know what I'm saying? And I be like, no, give it to me.
You be giving it to me so I don't have to worry about my stuff. She wants it. She be like, no, tell me y'all stuff so I don't have to worry about my own. I'm like, girl, shut up.
Yeah, working on it.
So your red flags.
I'm in therapy.
What are some of your red flags?
I think everything you said I agree with, absolutely. I was really gonna say the comparison thing, and I think being competitive. I hate that, and I feel like this is outside of my 3 friends. Most of the females I have interacted with over my lifespan that I can remember, there's always been some type of competitive nature there.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just like, I am not trying to compete with nobody. You know, like life is too hard and we got too much going on and it's too much other stuff to worry about than worry about what the next person got going on and trying to be like, let me one up them or we ain't got to rush to do nothing. You in this space in your life, I'm in this space. Like, it is what it is. What you do ain't really, you know, that's not affecting my life at all.
Yeah.
So it's like, what is there to why are you competing with me? Especially if you call yourself my friend. You know what I'm saying? Like, you should be happy for me. You shouldn't be like, oh, she did this, let me do this. She went to New York, let me go to New York.
And you see those patterns. You get to notice when people want to do things every time you do something.
Yeah.
I've seen that from people before. And you notice. You notice. And it's not the same as being motivated. You can tell when somebody's being competitive with you.
Yeah.
Competing with your friends is insane.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Any more red flags for you that you can think of now? I know it's probably a lot of them, but
yeah, a lot. Too many.
We go to green flags.
Green flags.
So green flags. I'm gonna go for Jasmine's first. Jasmine's green flags: genuinely checking in, remembering small things. The biggest is correcting me when I'm wrong.
Yes.
Whew. Yeah. I don't like I don't like yes men.
Yeah.
And I feel like some people be your yes men and they think that's what you like and what you need. That makes them a good friend. You know what I'm like? I love friends who motivate me. I love being around people who I get motivated by, who I'm just like, oh my God, this person really motivates me. This person really make me want to do this. And just being supportive. I love a supportive friend.
Yeah.
That's baby, I love it. When I'm telling you, I love it. But I also like the ones who be like, that's stupid.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, bro, I support you, but that's stupid.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So I think that's the biggest for me, communication and honesty. And like you said, like, I need to be able to grow from you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I grow from you in certain areas, and I'm sure you grow from me in certain areas. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's not even like, this is what I'm trying to teach you or something, right? It's just like, because of the person who you are.
This is a give and take. Please take what you need from me and give me some stuff back.
Green flags, honestly, feel like that goes without saying. Don't nobody want to be around no lying person. And I feel like maybe that kind of correlates to the competitive thing, because I definitely had people that I was like maybe getting to know as a possible friend, and I would catch them in their lies. And it would be little stupid lies. You know what I'm saying? And it's kind of like, you said this a couple weeks ago, and now you're saying this, and that totally contradicts what you just said before. And it's like, why you lying about something little like that?
I'm in the mental. I don't shoot. I'm just letting you. Once I catch you lying, bro,
that's crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Lie? So at this point, I don't trust you. I don't mess with you. And I can't. So
So when you're like an honest person, and this probably goes back to communication too. Because I know me, and sometimes tone can come across. Sometimes I can say something in a message and I know it's like, ooh, I'm like, ooh, I ain't mean it like that. That could have been misconstrued. You know, like, I'll be like, hey, I ain't mean it like that. I kind of think this could have came off wrong, but let me just let you know. Yeah, that's why I like voice text too. But it's like, even if I am, so kind of like being accountable. I think holding yourself accountable for things that is a huge green flag in any relationship. Yeah, because you're able, you know that you can acknowledge I did something wrong, or I can acknowledge that I wasn't right in this, or like.
Or even if I told you something, you can accept it without making everything an argument. I'm saying, now that's a red flag. I have to go back. I do not like people who make everything a problem. I'm just letting you know that you made me feel some type of way, and you want to just keep going on and proving your point instead of acknowledging my bad. You know what I'm saying? Even if I don't feel like I did nothing wrong, I'm big enough as a friend, as a woman, to apologize for making you feel a certain way. I don't like people who don't know how to apologize, or who's not okay with being wrong, because sometimes we are wrong.
Everybody ain't right all the time.
I'm not apologizing because I was wrong. I offended you. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I can apologize because I made you feel a certain way. Accountability is so important in friendship, and if we can't do it, we ain't friends, bro. Like, no.
I agree.
It ain't about being right or wrong all the time. You offended your friend. You can't understand that. You know what I'm saying? And maybe you
or trying to like be defensive about it.
So defensive,
you know,
proving a point. It's like
you don't have to be a defensive. Just acknowledge, like, oh, I'm sorry.
What I'm saying to you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Hear me.
I hear you, and I'm sorry. I didn't want to
make
make you feel this way. Yeah, like
I
that was never my
intent. But I didn't mean to make you feel away.
I'll be tuning in moving forward. This is a great conversation. I got to clock in. Good night, ladies. She said one last question. What's your question? Come on with it.
So after she gets the question from the audience, we're gonna have a little fun. You know, I like to do a little fun rapid fire. So we're gonna do a rapid fire.
Okay. And I do still got some more to add from friendships with 20s and 30s. Everybody go.
She said, how do y'all feel about a friend ruining your birthday?
I've never had that happen, but well, maybe for the 30th trip. She ain't ruined it, but you was acting weird for sure.
Me?
In LA.
You said you was acting weird for did she, Chris?
You know I ain't talking about you. You know I ain't talking about you.
Watching,
you know I'm talking
about me.
No, I do, but I'm just saying the way you said it.
Nah, like I feel like I've never had a ruined trip because
we can't let nobody ruin.
That's what I was about to say. You ain't gonna ruin nothing for me.
So, people, backstory: I never got to walk across the stage in high school. So, if you knew me personally, you knew me walking across the stage where the captain gown was a big thing for me that I was longing for. So we were happy when I was getting my BSN because I was able to walk across the stage. It was gonna be my first time walking across the stage in a captain gown, and COVID hit. It counts with the graduation. I was down. This girl planned me a whole drive-by
from California.
From California. She wasn't living here, so she didn't come. But from California, she contacted my best friend on Pinterest. She didn't know her number. She found her on Pinterest and contacted her. She contacted my kids. She contacted all kind of people, showed up. I knew nothing about it, had no inkling. I'm waking up probably still aggravated because I don't have no graduation. And Brittany calling me like, oh my God, come outside, something wrong. My best friend making me feel like something wrong. If you know me and my best friend, I'm walked outside, I'm ready. I thought it was time to do something. We had it all
planned.
It was like, I'm going to jail today because she didn't sound right. And when I pull up outside, all cars going by. I got balloons, cakes made, people just blowing in the neighborhood. Like they did me a parade for my graduation because I couldn't walk. And I was like, and that's what I mean. Like that's the kind of people you need. Like it was so amazing. I was like, and they had me a shirt made. So I had to put the shirt on.
Jayla got you a cake.
My daughter had me a cake. I'm like, y'all do this. You know what I'm saying? Like Brittany came, like so it was like it was amazing. And she all the way in California. So when I tell you there is no excuses for why a friend can't be a friend, honey, please.
No.
She ain't even I don't know these people.
But you know what? Everybody know me. Really know me, know that my first crush, y'all, like celebrity crush was Lil Wayne. So
ridiculous.
I know he crazy now, but
he's not crazy.
But I was listening to Reginae say something, and she's like, and everybody knows Wayne needs to go, especially from our generation.
Period.
So it's like, how busy this man probably is. Constantly. She said, can't no man ever say they too busy for me to send a text, to pick up a call, to return a phone call, because my daddy is the busiest man I know. And the world can attest to that.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody know him, publicly can attest to that. And he answers the phone every single time.
I call.
Every single time.
She did say that.
So there is and I totally agree with that. I know you are very, very busy because you don't know how to say no. So you always got this girl 1 month, was that last year in March for my birthday? Yes. She flew internationally twice in 1 month, and then that same month also flew domestically twice. So she every weekend and mind you, the girl, a full-time nurse practitioner, full-time, 40 hours a week, full-time, got 3 kids, single mom. She has 2 businesses. You know what I'm saying? Like, and she's a big supporter for her family. So it's like, girl.
Because I couldn't say no.
Girl, you still can't say no, and you got, I don't even know where you fit the time in. I'm like, girl, do you sleep? Do you sleep?
You know, I was in, and that's why I'm saying my boundaries. I let my boundaries. It was, I went to Turks, I went to Cancun, I went to Houston, and I went to Memphis.
Yeah.
And I drove to Chicago for my uncle's birthday. You know, his birthday is March 21st. So it was crazy. When I tell you, I don't even understand, but that's what I'm telling y'all. Because I wanted to show up, but at the same time, I sacrificed.
Something
It did show
gets
you can do what
sacrificed
you
when
need
you
to
that
do,
busy.
But I sacrificed a lot that I probably shouldn't have, because sometimes you gotta know when to say no. She said, I never want to go on a girl's trip again. Didn't get a cake, a balloon, or a happy birthday. All I got was, well, I don't fit in with your friends. I was salty. Jasmine,
And those
hit
was
us
the
up.
group of people that you don't.
Don't ever do it again. Don't ever let them play with you.
She said, that's deep. I've had to step back from people in those situations, and also addicts, whether drugs or alcohol. I'm willing to not sit around and wait on their call.
So when I said I don't want to sit around and watch my people be mistreated, she just saying she don't want to sit around and watch that happen. She don't want to wait on that phone call, you know, to happen. And
I can
get
relate.
that.
I can relate to that with family, because there's a lot. Again, I don't have like a lot of relationship or friendships to like. Even relationships, Sean is like the only relationship I've ever had. So it's like, I really don't have a lot of like experience in certain areas, but I definitely can relate to that.
And I can understand
because
that. I'm not gonna watch you kill yourself, bro.
with my, like, there's a lot of substance abuse in my family. And I'm just always worried, always doing something. Let me do this, let me do that. And there came a point where I was like, you're doing this to yourself. And I love you so much that I have to kind of self-preserve and step back a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
No, I feel
and
you.
let you do you, and I love you, and I'm just
I'ma
start
love you
preparing
from
myself
afar.
now. You know, for if something does happen, I'm processing, and
Okay.
I'm dealing with that now. Kind of like
I got you.
trying to do
I
that
know.
ahead of time. Yeah.
And that's why I said sometimes we put ourselves through more sitting around watching it. But that was great. Like, we could talk about friendships all day. I definitely thank everybody that joined us and that was
Thank you.
comment on this, because this was a great topic. I feel like
I like the live.
in your 30s. Yeah, that was really interactive, and we're gonna keep doing this. So we'll let y'all know when our next topic is. But we're gonna do a quick rapid fire to wrap up before we let y'all go. So come on, Swear, we get started.
Okay,
with
so
that.
instead of, I know our last rapid fires was like question, next question. We just gonna do like rapid fire answering one question. Okay? All right, you ready? Chris, you know y'all be engaged. Y'all ready? All
Cameraman ready. Dang, Sean.
So right, he'll be back.
He dropped a room.
Let me get out of this. But okay, the question is going to be, what was I so? No, did we talk about? Hold on, wait, look. Did we talk about what I was worried about in my 20s and that I laugh about now?
No.
Yeah, that was gonna be it. So,
Okay, so
what I worried about in my 20s that was like such a big deal that I literally laugh about now, or like what my 20-year-old self would be like, girl, like
Turning
being
30.
in bed early, or I think thinking like 30s or 35 or
Was
40 or
old.
45 was old, and now
was
I'm like
nice.
36 and baby.
Baby, in
I'm
my
young.
20s, I was so scared to turn 30. I felt like I was getting old. It was like, oh my God, you're gonna be single, you're gonna be this, you're gonna be washed up. 30s is so lit. When I
Lit.
tell you, if you're worried about turning 30, don't worry. No.
Because it's like you got
I
the
have
wisdom
been more-
now.
I have been more lit,
And I'm
more
still
fine, more fit, more successful, more engaged. Oh my God, 30
More
has
thick.
been so lit. Girl, let's not talk about that. You know me, I get thicker every year.
Chris,
But-
what about you?
Materialistic
Oh,
stuff. We were
yes.
20s are materialistic.
My God.
20s are very materialistic.
Yes.
He
yes.
said in his 20s, things he, worried about it, he laughed about now was materialistic stuff.
Every pair of Jordans.
Oh my God, I remember that.
Every pair of
Standing in line.
A6.
Or
Standing in
standing
line
in
for
line
Jordans
fighting.
was sick.
Baby fighting.
That's sick.
I mean, it used to be shootouts over standing in line for Jordans. Like
Yeah.
crazy stuff. Materialistic for sure.
Materialistic
My kids,
for sure.
my two older kids had to be in nothing but polo. Every polo down, every single day. We cared. I remember I used to be like, oh, I gotta get me some Miss Me jeans when they first came out.
Baby, I told Miss Me
Rock and Revival.
Now we don't even want
Now
to
I be like, what? Remember you told me about that purse, and I said, am I that out of date? You was like, what you got me a purse? And I was like, okay. And you was like, you know, you ain't heard of that? And I was like, And I was like, you was like, girl, everybody talking about it. And I'm
That's
like,
what they was talking about.
and
it's funny because
haven't
she's
heard
worse
of
than me. She's the only
Glamaholic.
person worse than me. Because I knew nothing about Glamaholic at all until I saw Mimi with a bag and she bought me one. And then she didn't know about it. So we are like the two old ladies together. I've never had a Tefla.
Remember, you said you was like, girl, King Von died, and I was like, who is that?
Oh, I could have whooped her. Y'all.
I was like, she was so
Von,
distraught, and I was like, I do not understand why you tripping this big. I don't even know who that is.
Jalen was checking on me. Everybody knew. It was
girl,
real,
I didn't
real.
understand that, so I was probably absent.
People were I was about to leave work when King Von died. Please let's not talk about it. That was a bad friend moment for her.
Yeah.
Because
I can't relate.
I just
can't
knew
relate, friend.
eventually it was going to be.
Did you meet him ever?
I feel like it was going to happen. He died.
That's delusional. We may need to talk.
Anyway,
Intake. Call the office. Call the office.
I'm grieving.
I know.
I'm still grieving about King Von. I'm telling y'all don't understand. I'm not going to talk about King Von right now.
Look, she about to cry now.
When I tell you I lost people I can't never get back, y'all ain't got nothing coming. I'll get rid of y'all. I'll get rid of y'all, dog.
Sean, what is something that you was worried about in your 20s that you laugh about now, like in your 30s? Ooh, my man pushing 40, y'all.
Just like a lot of times we don't even realize like the path is, we don't have any control of the path.
At all.
We try to control everything, every aspect of it, and we don't. And that's just part of life. So just worrying about life in general and just trying to plan everything out. And you look back 10, 15 years ago, things that you even imagine.
He was the only person planning in his 20s.
But no, we thank y'all for joining with us. When I say this was one of the dopest episodes, the next episode will be dating in your 30s. So if you have any questions about that, please let us know so we can touch bases on it. We love interactiveness. If you want to be on the episode, let us know. We are open to getting 2 guests for the episode. But our next one is dating in your 30s. And I really need y'all to come through for your girl because everybody here
A man and a female would be dope. If we could get a guy and a woman.
Yes, open-minded ones. I'm down for it. But we thank y'all for joining us again. Everything we talk about is not learned.
And we out.
Everyday life things. So stay with us next time. Until then, we out.
We'll talk soon.
My cousin say indeed. I said she met him today, married him no more. She's on indeed.
And cousin. Good.
Love
good.
y'all.